your hot and techy Brezza, the Citybird SUV.
All right, over to action in Hyderabad then for the first time in IPL 2024. We build up to the Sunrisers against the Mumbai Indians. Both teams in search of their first points. Hardik Pandya has done well as the Mumbai Indians captain at the toss. MI have won it again. They will bowl first as Pat Cummins prepares for a first home game as SRH captain. On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout. Sunrisers versus Mumbai on the far right of the couch. In the corner is Tom Moody. He's got his jacket on, which I think just says he's up for a fight.
Just very neutral colours today. I'm just sitting on the fence.
I see. And Mitch McClenaghan, he's chilled.
Committing to not only the game style, you commit to the selection that is based around that game style. The numbers that came up there from the years up to, was it 2019? Our strategy was very much based around we wanted to be a very strong defensive team. So those 120 balls when we were in the field, we wanted to own those 120 balls. So we needed answers in the power play, wicket-taking answers, and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was pivotal to that. And we needed answers in the middle phase. Rashid Khan was critical to that. And we're talking about a young Rashid Khan at that point, but he was very critical to that. Same with Amit Mishra was also critical to that when we had him. And then you have your death bowlers to close it. So that was our strategy then. We were light on with our batting, purely because of what we inherited from Deccan Chargers. Rohit Sharma left Deccan Chargers the year before Sunrisers took over Deccan Chargers. So we lost, one of India's rising stars. So we had to build from, from the ground up when it comes to domestic batters.
When you say you had to make a defensive team, I wonder with the personnel they have now, right? A slightly older Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Pat Cummins leading this attack. They made a significant change. I can bring that up first up. No Marco Jansen today. Travis Head plays. So it's a change in the balance of the Sunrisers overseas players. We're also hearing T. Natarajan has a niggle. So Jaydev Unadkat will come in. So I'll come to the team news in a bit. But at the start of the season, if I have to take a reaction from that, it's almost hijacked the conversation of how to build with the resources you have if the resources change.
I mean, are we shocked that they've made a change in strategy?
Because the team is significant. If you brought in Travis Head and replaced Natarajan because he's injured with Jaydev Unadkat, that's also a bit disappointing, Wasim. No, Natarajan had such a good game. If he has a big season, you never know what that does for his chances back in the thick of things for his left-arm seamer. But as I look at that team, and remember this is the batting first 11, so I don't see Rahul Tripathi in the batting first 11. He struggled his way to 20. Sunil Narayan was bowling very well. They still stick with Shabaz over Washi. Samad keeps his place, and the change will be that we'll see Travis Head for the first time for the Sunrisers. Let's just touch upon the change of balance though. After one game, no Tripathi with the batting?
Yeah, obviously, you don't want to change too much. That's been their problem, and they've gone back to that straight away. We thought Travis Head might play straight away in the first game, but if he had not played, then you would have wanted a little bit of continuity. Marco Jansen, even though he had a bad first over, but he's still a quality bowler, good all-rounder. He gives you that depth. So not surprised in a way how Hyderabad have operated in the last few seasons.
Tell us more, Tom.
One thing that I can't get my head around is with that change of Head coming in, and with Natarajan having a niggle, that means two of their specialist bowlers have changed. You've lost Marco Jansen and you've lost Natarajan, and you've got a seasoned domestic Indian bowler in Unadkat, but he's yet to really
and we know his limitations in the IPL, with due respect. In the last few years, he's not had the impact in the IPL.
No, he hasn't. So that does surprise me, and just the message that gives the team. The one change I would have made would have been a subtle change in the batting order, and I would have put Markram at 3 and I would have put Tripathi at 4 and kept it at the same, because last thing you need as a player in any team environment is not knowing from game to game whether you're going to get a game. So therefore you're playing with fear.
Let's have a look at that team just one more time to look at the impact sub options to see what it could do to bolster their bowling. And Umran Malik was not on the bench in the last game. He is today. And I wonder if that is the likeliest option. There is Washington Sundar. Remember, this is the batting first 11 now for Hyderabad, and they will bowl in the second innings. Umran is a is the only sort of scream out option as a quick. Can Umran get a game today, Wasim?
I don't think so, and I think he shouldn't because he is not a T20 specialist in my book, obviously. I think probably Washington might come in. He might get to bowl in the power play. That's been his strength, and surprisingly, they've changed that blueprint from what he used to do.
Just with that though, if they bring Washington in, surely he'd be in his starting 11 because of his batting capability. So I think that it's screaming out that Umran's going to play because you would have Washington in that side as a number 7, number 8 because we know that he's more than effective batter as well.
Tough batting lineup to start against for Umran Malik. It's one of the strongest in the tournament.
Yeah, I guess with the 2 bouncer rules now, this is probably a team that you can look at taking the aggressive option to, particularly on this ground with boundaries being a bit bigger square. But then there comes to your Marco Jansen question: who's the best man in that lineup to do that role? And it's probably him.
Okay, well, interesting news coming from both camps. We'll come to the Mumbai Indians team as well in a second. But before that, let's just also talk about their issues. They're going to start this season. They've already started with a loss, a game that they really should have won. We spent some time on Mumbai's spin attack today. It's not something they could turn to. While Piyush Chawla has done an admirable job for them upon his second coming of sorts in the IPL, as we look at where they stand in terms of value, they just do not have the numbers. They're 8th when it comes to the number of wickets, 8th when it comes to economy, and 7th as per our smart stats when it comes to average. They've clearly shifted from needing spin depth, the Mumbai Indians. Can we point a finger to it?
I think one, you got to look at the home ground. It's a very hard ground for spinners to bowl, so that they obviously don't pay a lot of attention to spin and investment towards spin given their home venue. But that's alarming, that statistic, and that would be something that I'm sure that would go across all the analysts and all the coaches at MI in their recruitment and what they're looking to do to build a squad. We've seen over the history of the IPL and in T20 cricket period how effective spin bowling is. You only have to look at the top 10 bowlers in T20 history in the IPL. It's littered with spinners.
Yeah, you only spoke yesterday about how helpful that wicket-taking spinner was even in Mumbai's great years with Harbhajan or Rahul Chahar when he had good seasons.
Yeah, I guess those stats by themselves probably say that that's a weakness for Mumbai. You touched on the home ground being at Wankhede, and I'd love to see that stat lined up against teams that come to Wankhede and how they stack up against those numbers. I'd imagine there wouldn't be too much dissimilarity. And maybe they might even be a little fraction better than teams that actually come to Wankhede, and then maybe that's something we need to look into. I wouldn't look at it just an isolated stats and say that they're struggling. Yep, we don't have the quality that probably had in the past. Piyush is a very good bowler. He started well last year. You've got to respect that. He's high quality, and they're going to give Shams Milani a good run this year from the looks of it, and he is a genuine spinner. So maybe they're looking to shore that up just a touch, but I'm unsure whether it's different compared to the other teams that tour here.
Could it also be, I don't know how many teams actually are finding great young Indian spinners. There's been a desire to go back to Chawla, Amit Mishra. Not a lot of teams, even some of the younger spinners are just tapering off. We spoke of Rahul Chahar the other day, Indian spinners in the IPL at least.
I mean, you had Suyash
Sharma
being picked up by KKR and one or two others also, but obviously Bent and Harbhajan went. They never invested in spin. Krunal Pandya was there.
Let Markande go, who's now playing, of course, for today's opposition.
And then they were forced to bring Piyush Chawla, and then Shreyash Gopal also is in the squad, which was always been there before. So something they have not, done too much. Probably thinking that
the Heinrich Klaassen threat, especially with how he played, but in comparison to the rest of the Sunrisers batting, which I'll just confirm in a second. Let's go to the Mumbai Indians playing 11 and just tell you that Piyush Chawla is the only wrist spinner along with Shams Milani. We saw a little bit of Namandir. I wonder if we'll see any more today. But the big World Cup, Luke Wood goes out, and once again just the 3 overseas players named. So a bit of chopping and changing. One game, Wood to Mapaka, and these were both replacement players. for Berendorf and Madhushankar respectively. Right, Mitch?
Yeah, Kuena Mapaka is a very exciting talent. Anyone who saw the under-19 footage, he's got some pace.
Yeah.
He swings the ball back. He looks like he's a wicket taker. This will be a massive step up. You're not playing against kids anymore. You're coming in and you're playing against men. He does have the attributes of being a very good player long term, but this is going to be a really, really good challenge. And to step out there against Travis Head straight away, Mayank Agarwal, they're top quality openers, aren't they? So it's going to be under pressure from the outset. But Mumbai wouldn't be doing it if they didn't think he had the ability to perform straight away. They want to get a result, and he must be showing some good signs in the warm-ups or in the trainings as well.
I saw him very closely at the Under-19 World Cup, and we didn't have a speed gun there, but from whoever you speak to, and just in comparison to all his other peers, he was proper quick. Now those were fast surfaces in South Africa, good bouncer, so if he can find the 2-bouncer rule, and handy with the Yorker at the dead, but this was the 50-over World Cup, and these were relatively empty grounds at the Under-19 World Cup. An Under-19 player, fresh, I mean, Devil Brevis is potentially going to play in this team, but Brevis has at least had 3 or 4 years. We don't see it happen often. These might be.
Well, you rarely see it in any major league sport, not just isolate IPL. You look at any, there's the EPL or all the American sports, you rarely see someone sort of plucked out of under-19. Normally there's a sort of a graduation process to get them prepared. So this is a massive leap. This is an Everest climb for him, and I really hope he does well, because there's enormous pressure that he would have never experienced before facing him. Yes, he may be fast and may look particularly fast against under-19 players, and that you always sort of get
100%.
distorted a little bit in that situation. Yeah. But the faster you bowl, the further it goes and the quicker it goes to the boundary, particularly if you're slightly offline.
Yes.
And the margin of error under-19 cricket is that much. The margin of error in IPL cricket is that much. So that's the lesson he may have to learn very quickly.
We were joking on the way back from the studio after Mumbai's last game, talking about the Luke Wood situation. Would they play again? Would they deploy him in a different role, different overs? And said to you that I thought maybe they will go with Mapana, because last time they debuted a fast bowler up in Hyderabad, 6 for 14. That was Ari Joseph, the best stats. And that might be coming into the fact that maybe they think it's good luck for him to debut.
I expect you to pick him then. As one of your impact players then.
Okay, we'll lock that in.
Are you sure you're going to go for it? You're taking the bait.
I'll take the bait, just to have some conversation after the show.
Okay, what does it tell us about the two franchises? Luke Wood gets 1 game. Marco Jansen gets 1 game.
Very surprised. To be honest, even Nihal Vadera, I mean, somebody who's done well, he doesn't get a game. Namandir, who's just coming in, and then now Mafaka straight away, like Tom said, somebody from under-19s to get an IPL game straight away. And Luke Wood has been playing franchise cricket for a long time. He's experienced and he's damn good.
Also played him out of position, didn't you, last game?
You give him the new ball.
Yeah.
He's the threat.
And I don't know where Quena is going to bowl here either, right? So if Quena plays the same role.
Tonight, I'd imagine he's going to take the first over.
Mapaka?
Pickett.
And not Hardik.
I don't think Hardik will take the first over. I think they're going to throw it out there. Generally, historically, the two easiest over.
Well, no way. Hardik's taking the new ball, because if he doesn't, it'll look like the first game was an error.
Mistake, yeah.
True, but traditionally in T20 cricket, the two easiest overs are the first and the 7th.
Do you sense, in some ways, even though it's a long season, we say it many times, that these two teams are reacting to a defeat, which you normally wouldn't as a set, stable franchise who's been down this road many times before?
Yeah, I think that historically there have been some musical chairs with both these two franchises when it comes to selection. I only can speak from the experience of being at Hyderabad. One of the things that I was constantly trying to do is try to keep that continuity around selection, regardless of 1 or 2 poor performances, because we all know the human element in the game. You can get a good ball, you can bowl a good ball that goes 20 rows back. That's the game, and what's more important is creating that stability around your playing group and around the players that are out there executing. We all talk about using these cliche words: play fiercely, fiercely, play brave cricket and all this type of stuff. But you can't do that if you've got the world on your shoulders.
Okay, I am very keen to see how things go today, because sense the team that loses 2 out of 2 now, what that does going forward. You never know, because they have reacted in some form, at least with their selections, both Mumbai Indians and Sunrisers Hyderabad. Right, time to have some fun with the panel. Not yet time for the impact zone, so you still have a few minutes. Going to play a quiz. You hate this, don't you? Yesterday we were just firing blanks, just shooting in the dark and seeing what happens. But today's quiz is themed around Hyderabad versus Mumbai, a nice little rivalry that we don't really speak of. So this time the questions have been curated, tailored to each of you. So the first one is going to be for Wasim Jaffer. Right, so you guys can sit back and enjoy this. Now we go back to the 2016 season, the title winning year. Right, this is in Visakhapatnam, and I will give you all some hints. All right, so it's David Warner. Right, and then there is the opening partner who got 82 of 57. Now this partnership was crucial to them going forward and winning the league. Tom Moody knows this. So Warner's partner in 16, Wasim, Indian batter.
Shikhar?
Yes, very good. And Yuvraj Singh, 9 of 23. This one is going to come to you, Mitchell McClenaghan. Do you know the answer to how he was dismissed?
That's a tough one.
Oh, yeah, I do. I think I do. Hit wicket.
Yes,
Yeah, this
that's
is
the
so
answer.
bizarre.
Tell us the story, Mitchell McClenaghan, when you got Yuvraj Singh hit wicket.
Well, Yuvi was pumping it absolutely everywhere.
Oh,
He
well
was
bowled, mate. Well
He
bowled.
was he was in God mode, Tom. He was in God mode. He was fine. So I had to make the defensive play. Had to go around the wicket and try and hit a wide Yorker. And I was like, let the ball go, see the ball land, perfect wide Yorker. Yuvi doesn't play a shot. All of a sudden, lads are running in from everywhere. See on the big screen, Yuvi's hit stumps. Ball bails come off, and he's gone to look to hit it and pulled out of the shot and hit the back of the
He got deep in his crease.
Yeah, because I was bowling gas.
That means fast for those out there.
Faster than fast.
Yeah, and now that I remember it, it wasn't the foot hitting. It was literally that
just
lovely high backlift that he had.
Yeah.
Bailed out of the shot because he thought McClenaghan's bowled rubbish wide. And then it was all part of the plan.
And there's a baby UV playing in this game. Abhishek Sharma's got the same bat swing as Yuvraj Singh.
Okay, that was brilliant. Right, and now a question for Tom Moody. Now we have to make it slightly tough. These are Hyderabad-Mumbai contests that he remembers.
You don't need to make it tough at all.
16 at Vizag. I'll give you some hints. They've got Bhuvi Nehra and Brinder Sran there. You had 2 overseas bowlers there, Tom, who went for 1 for 18 and 4 and 3 for 16 and 3.
Well, Rashid Khan's one of them.
Yep.
I can tell you Rashid Khan is not one.
Oh,
of
no,
them.
sorry. No, 16. 16's the year. Mustafa Zur Rahman.
Very good.
And I reckon the other one might be Ben Cutting.
Close, but not Ben Cutting.
Moses Enriques.
Yes, correct. Ben Cutting, who was so good for them in that final. But Moses Enriques and Mustafa Zur Rahman. I quite like that. See?
Yeah, I'm pleased you liked it.
Yeah.
That's good.
You guys,
It's your game. You've got to like it.
no, you guys get the points. You all look good as my analysts, the one that I have taken the trouble of getting down here and putting on that comfortable couch. If you know a thing or two, right? So it looks good. It reflects well on the show. Right, so that's the panel doing well at their quizzes, and our adjudicators will be tallying their points, but there are greater points to be won when we enter the impact zone. Okay, you know the drill, guys. 3 players that each of you get to pick pre-match. 1 batter, 1 bowler, and that all-rounder can be a wild card. Impact points for each player counted as per ESPN Cricket Info Smart Stats. Excellent way to judge the value of a player in T20 cricket, more than conventional numbers, and the expert of the highest points tally for each match gets 3 for their season tally, which is being combined with all the other things that I am putting them through, the quizzes and the fact and fiction and what not. Right.
Surely tonight I get to start first, and we start with the bowlers category. That'd have to be fair, wouldn't it? Since Tom's trying to
And given you've already picked Quennamapaka, Tom, your turn.
He's gonna be my wild card, and I'm gonna put Jasprit Bumrah.
What just happened, guys? Did he
Just
bulldoze his
the
way into the
sympathy,
first?
isn't it?
That's all right. So I apologise, Wasim. Sorry, mate. It's very loose behaviour.
Yeah.
After you, sir.
What a
No,
gentleman.
you lost yesterday, so you go ahead.
No, I won
Well,
yesterday, mate.
first.
You're running the
You
show,
can have the
so
bet- well, you can have the better first. Who do you want?
I'm going to go with Klaassen.
Runs in the last game
it
in
me?
form. Wasim.
I'm gonna go Mayank Agarwal.
Okay. Mitch McClenaghan.
I'm gonna go Rohit Sharma,
All right. Rohit Sharma.
and then obviously I'm gonna take Quenna.
Are you going to start again first?
Well, I'm gonna take my wild card, and it's gonna be Quenna.
Well, I think you're safe with your wild card even if you don't go first. But in that case, I think it's Wasim that goes first.
I'm gonna
Or
go.
was it Tom? Who hasn't gone
No,
first
no, it
yet?
wasn't, please. It's, it's important.
He's reducing your options.
Go for Markram.
Okay. And you are sticking with the bait that Tom Moody put out there. So
Yeah,
Quennamapaka.
easy.
Very well. Quennamapaka it is. Now, just confirming that Travis Head and Mayank Agarwal have walked out. Just some perhaps doubt whether it would be Abhishek Sharma, who likes to open the batting too. But left and right combination, the right way to go once they've gone with this overseas balance, Tom?
Yeah, look, if you're playing Travis Head, you want him to have maximum impact in the power play, and he won't waste any balls at all. He'll go hard. But again, it's good a 12 to 18 months he's had it on the international stage.
Yeah.
He'll be feeling the nerves going into today. The expectation is there around his performance. He hasn't had, I suppose, the greatest last 6 weeks or so. He's sort of light on runs in New Zealand. I know it's different format and everything, but end of the day, that all adds up to how you're feeling about your game. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
Could be his last game as well.
Yeah, well, who knows?
Nah,
Stir
of
the
course
pot.
not. This is Travis Head, World Cup champion, and he returns to these parts, plays under Pat Cummins against Rohit Sharma's team with Jasprit Bumrah in it. What could possibly be different? Sunrisers versus Mumbai. Let's get a prediction, an outrageous one as well as the score. Give me your specific outrageous predictions. Mitch McClenaghan, you're on fire today. Why don't you go first again?
Sunrisers will get 152.
Okay, and would you like to give me one of your outrageous predictions?
Mumbai will chase it down in 14 overs.
Wow, you've given me the halftime outrageous prediction. Okay, 14. So Mumbai will get a hammering win today. That wouldn't be nice for Pat Cummins. Tom Moody?
I think the score is going to be 186, and Hardik Pandya is not going to bowl any more than two overs.
Okay, Wasim Jaffer.
Scores 175 and Agarwal to get 60 plus.
Oh, very nice. So we got 152 to 186 in our range today with Wasim saying 175. I always say 200. I'm just going to keep saying 200. We're going to keep getting 200 plus scores, right? And we shall see how this innings unfolds. I'm going to back my boy Quennamapaka since I saw him at the under-19s. 4 wickets today.
4. Like it. I
I'm
was
not
going to say 3, but we can take 4.
He's going to get a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Wasim Jaffer, Mitch McClenaghan, Tom Moody. More from these fine gents at the end of what is going to be a really interesting 20 overs. Mumbai with a change, Hyderabad with a change at the top of the order too. So we'll see where the teams stand at halftime. Join us then for Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket 4 Timeout. Download the mobile app if you haven't already. It'll have you covered with everything that's going on from the world of cricket. And we will see you in 20 overs time. Bye-bye.
All new hot and techy Brezza, the City Brand